Good morning, retail traders. We're going to talk about my account challenge that I've started this week, the options challenge for my Christmas fund and my little sister. I'm Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy. Please subscribe and ring that bell. You ring that bell, you get my future updates on my challenge and other videos that I'll be putting out. Plus, I'm live every day on YouTube until the end of the year. Then I'll make another decision what I want to do then. But I started a Washboardjim's option challenge yesterday, funded it with $2,000, came out with $150 on top, minus commissions, $2,139.77. So I had it was a tough day. I had a good day. I mean, the calls were good, but I didn't know what to expect. Kind of went like this. I've got my challenge right here, the starting of it. And I'll show you on the stock where I got in and out of it. I played the SPY mostly yesterday. I started right out open, got in at right around 843 and sold my first one at 856. Got back in, which I thought was a good dip, at 1038 and ended up selling them all at 139. So that was a pretty long trade for me right there. And I was getting kind of impatient with it, but I held on. I bought it 3 different times and sold it at 41, and that was a big regret. Both of them were really kind of a regret of getting out too early. But I hit my targets, and I didn't know really what kind of day to expect. I was thinking, what we got from the Pow meeting wasn't good, in my opinion. And we had these good job numbers. And to me, a lot of it is people working 2 jobs at once. Labor participation rate on the non-labor participation rate to me is right around 27%. That means eligible people that can work, that won't work, that are probably just taking the time off through COVID and living with their mom's basement or whatever. But we did add 261,000 jobs in October, and that's showing no signs of cooling off. And for some reason, the regime that's in office now wants to cool off the job market. I mean, to me, more jobs the merrier, the better. But to punish people that work is just not my kind of thing. And rewards the ones that don't is not my kind of thing. So we're going to go right into the call, and that's the SPY. And this was yesterday, and I'm going to show you places where I got in the stock and where I got out. The first trade went like this. I got in approximately right around the 942 spot, right here off the 200 SMA. Then we had these 3 black crows that came in, and it had a tweezer bottom. So I bought my other contract down here at the tweezer bottom, right around 845, somewhere around there, 843. And it dipped down a little bit more, and then we had the nice rebound back up here to the 51.65 EMAs. And I went ahead and got out of the trade. And on that trade, I made like $68. And then she went ahead, and this is called the snake breakout pullback. Boom. So when it did its initial pullback, I got into my personal account and bought some and scalped it up to the next high up here, where we had the double top, and got out of the trade. But yet, if I'd have held this stock right here, I'd have been up on these options right around $450. But that was my first trade of the day. And then I got in it on the dip. We hit the 200 SMA, and then I'd waited for a few minutes, and we had a couple more red candles, and I thought I was seeing some reversal candles right in here. Nice little spinning top. I mean, like 2 nice dojis. Instead, she went ahead and pulled on back. And I kind of expected that. I was telling the room, right at open, to expect a pullback at first, and then get in the trade at the double bottom down here, and take it and run it on up, maybe to a double top. So the second trade I got in here, I got in 3 different times. I bought it at the 1043 area. Then I bought it down here right around 1058. And then my final, and these I bought 5 contracts here, 5 contracts here, And then right down here, I end up buying 10 more. So I had 20 contracts on the third bottom. That's called a triple bottom play into a wedge. And it did kind of sell off a little bit more, so I didn't know what to expect. And I was watching this. I mean, I was watching it close, just hoping that we could break above, have at least one candle. And we did right here on the body of the candle to break above that 51 and run it on up and get out of my trade. But man, this felt like forever holding on this trade yesterday. So I did exit the trade right up here. It was right around 138, somewhere in that area right here when I seen these two, what I thought were going to be reversal candles. The dojis, usually when I see something like that, it likes to pull back a little bit. So I went ahead and got out of the trade. And then what happened? She just kept running and running and running and running and running on up. So I was definitely bearish yesterday, and I was going to be a little bit more bullish coming in Monday and Tuesday and wait for the election results. But it did run up pretty good, and I did come out green. I was down about $250 at one time in my challenge. Got down to about $18.50, and a little bit lower than that, about $18. I was down about $220 when I was in that second trade, and that's not counting my winnings that I had before that. I was up a little bit. But the ending result, I got $2,139.77 in it. And I'm going to keep putting out these videos. And I'm going to be scalping this challenge until I can get it up to a pretty good penny and then start really making some good money on it. So that's the options challenge. Washboardjim's options challenge. The biggest mistake I did, but I broke the ice. When I first started, this is my 8th challenge that I have done, and I failed at one of them. But this is the first time. Always when I take that first trade in the challenge, I like to break the ice. Kind of like going out on your first date. You don't want to make any mistakes. And so I was very pleased. No matter, even if I could have walked away with $1,400 by the end of the day, it'll get a little bit better as we go on. And I want to wish everybody a great day, and let's have a great week next week. We do have elections coming up, so please go out and vote. It means everything for the next 2 years. If we have a divided government, I think that would be great for the market. So yabba dabba doo. See you later, retail traders.